Alrighty, so this video today is going to be a comparison of Fisher's Polycaster and Fisher's Steelcaster sanders. We'll start over here with the Poly. This is a 1.8 Polycaster. It is very good. This is actually my fourth Polycaster I've had. I've had little to no issues with this. I have some strobe lights on each side and spotlights on each side. Overall, it's a very simple, very easy to use, very easy to maintain sander. You have your width and you have your flow. Your flow is for your conveyor and controls how much sand you're actually pouring out. And your width here is your spinner, which controls how wide you're spreading your sand. The Poly comes with covers. They're very nice covers. They're fairly heavy duty covers. Comes with a big and bulky spinner. There's basically two components that you plug in. One is for your spinner and one is for your conveyor. Both are extremely easy to plug in, very easy to figure out. Extremely easy, really both. So over here is the Steelcaster. This is a 3-yard. This is my first one I have. I currently have two. Both of them are 3-yarders. Same setup essentially. As far as your electrical components, you have two plug-ins. You have the same controller in the cab, one for width, one for your conveyor. I actually like this spinner a little bit better. It's a lot easier to manage, especially one person taking it on and off. Easy plug right here for your spinner, and an easy plug over there for your conveyor. So, and on this one I have just one spotlight. I really need two, and two strobe lights. I have a aftermarket cover from Fisher, which is horrid. It is extremely cheesy, extremely shitty built. I don't know if it's gonna last a winter or not, but I do have them on both of mine. I'll let you know after this winter how well they did. I can't imagine they're gonna do very good. So this is just my opinion. If you're buying anything smaller than 2 yards, or 2 yards or smaller, because they make Polys all the way up to 2.5 yards, and they make these up to 6 yards. If you're buying anything 2 yards or smaller, I would stick with the Polycaster. And there's a few different reasons. A, they're extremely easy to get out of your truck and store. We put these in a heated shop in the winter, and two guys take them out, and we pull them right out and stack them on their back. So they're straight up. So they're extremely easy to store, extremely easy to get out. And they have good covers that come with them. So if you have a pickup truck, I would strongly suggest getting the Polycaster. Another benefit, and this just might be what we got, I'm not 100% sure if they all do this, but these Polys throw out 3 times as much sand as our Steelcasters do. So if you're like me and you're sanding parking lots, you want to do them as fast as you can. So a Polycaster can throw out 3 times as much sand. So for sanding applications, the Polycaster seems to be the way to go. If you're 100% salt, then that might not be the way to go. If you're 100% salt, you might want to stick with the Steelcaster, because the Steelcaster throws out about 3 times as slow. So when you're doing salt, you really want to be conservative with how much you spread, because that can be extremely costly if you're spreading too much. I would say the Steelcaster is the way to go, because it barely throws anything out. Sanding with this thing has been a nightmare. It takes me about 3 times as long to do a parking lot as it does with a Poly. Like I said, that could just be the sander I have. It could be junk. And if you know if there's a way to adjust that, please let me know. So yeah, this is good for salt. It's really actually awful for sanding. So just to clarify, if you are sanding, I think this is the way to go. If you are salting, I believe the Steelcaster is the way to go. Like I said, the Poly seems to throw out about 3 times as much, so that helps out a lot when you're sanding. Makes everything quicker. As far as when you're salting, you want to be very conservative and throw out very little. That's where the Steelcaster, in my opinion, comes handy. So really it depends on you. It depends on if you're using 100% salt, and it depends on if you're doing a sand salt mix. And then obviously it depends on how heavy duty of a truck you have. If you have anything 1 ton or below, I strongly suggest you get the Polycaster. If you have anything maybe 550 and bigger, obviously I'd get a Steelcaster. That's pretty much the overview. They're both very good sanders with very little flaws. They've been very reliable for us, and I've had a lot of them.